Hey, what's going on? My name is Jalane and welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. I wasn't expecting to do this video. I've already put 4 up for today, or 3 up for today, even. And this one sort of just hit me out of the blue, and I thought, I'm going to talk about it because it's an interesting story, and an interesting sort of thing to talk about. This is a sort of original type of video, but I found it from 3C Films clips. So go check him out if you haven't, seen him. Massive on YouTube, but go check out his second channel, 3C Films clips, which has 54.3 thousand subscribers. Um, Gotta give him a shout out because I wouldn't have known this, and I only clicked on the video because I thought, oh, there's new Spider-Man news, but I haven't seen anything, so what's that? And it all comes from Twitter. And I thought, oh, I could try and copy that video, but it just doesn't make any sense when I just want to talk about the video in general. So let's just dive on in. Here it is. Here is what we've got. There you go. So we have got the Battleworld for Secret Wars. Now, you may be like, well, how does this fit in? So we know that Marvel has already come out and said, like, Avengers Doomsday will be the movie leading up to Secret Wars. We know that. And they've said any movie that is not a prequel will be set in the Doomsday post Secret Wars world. In the comics, it's called the Battleworld. And what the Battleworld essentially is, if I just zoom in here, let me quickly just move me. So the Battleworld is like Greenland, Dystopia, Domain of Apocalypse, Egypt, Tech Apocalypse, then Spiderland. So it's just all these different lands and what like Deadlands and Bar Sinister. There's a lot of lands that are just in this that are like, okay, this is pretty cool. But what isn't in it, what isn't cool about this is they've confirmed that yes, whatever movies will be, now I'm trying to reshape the goddamn thing. Whatever is in this, whatever this comes out to be, if there's a movie set between Doomsday and Secret Wars, it would be set on the Secret Wars Battleworld. Why is this not a good thing? Well, we know that Spider-Man 4 is in active development. They're about to see scripts and things. Sony are wanting to probably delay the film as much as possible. We know they want to try and hit back and be like, look, we're bringing Toby and Andrew back again. We know they want that. Been a lot of rumors about a Spider-Man versus Venom movie. They could bring Tom Hardy's Venom into this. We know that Venom 3 is coming out. And I feel like Venom 3 will probably lead into this. If it doesn't, I'd be surprised. But Secret Wars, the Battle World, it basically is just this world where all multiverses clash and collide. And certain things are like, happen. Now, why is this disappointing? Because at the end of No Way Home, we thought we were going to be getting a full-on Spider-Man movie where he is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's what we were going to see. This might not be the case now. It could be said in the Battle World. 3C's pointed out that if it's said on the Battle World that Toby and Andrew could be right around the corner. We know they want, they Sony want them back. Marvel are probably going to have them for the Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And they're probably going to throw other possibilities in there, right? Looking at this map at the moment, looking at what the worlds collided would be and what the story could potentially be for Spider-Man, I think this is the most likeliest solution for Sony, because Sony want to do another multiversal Spider-Man team-up film. I want to see that too, but not yet. Like, come on, let's be honest. We saw it in 2021. It was special. Don't do it again. What they should be doing is going to Marvel and be like, right, we are going to do a Tobey Maguire film. We're going to do a Andrew Garfield movie, as well as the Tom Holland Spider-Man film, right? And we know that this Spider-Man film has to release before the end of 2027. So either they're going to set it in the Battleworld, or they're going to set it after Secret Wars. I think setting it after Secret Wars, when the MCU do the soft reboot, would be a mistake. I also think that setting it before Secret Wars, before Doomsday would be better. However, the reason why I think, because I pointed this out, I think I might have spoke about it. I don't actually think I did. I did a video, but I think I might have scrapped it. But Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday, right? We know he's going to be there. We know they're going to have a Spider-Man appear, whether it's Holland or whether it's another one. You know, we're going to be having that. What I'm thinking is Marvel are going to go, look, you have to do your movie. We're going to have them in Secret Wars. You want to do this movie where it's on Battleworld, where, you know, all the three Spider-Man can team up afterwards and be like, oh, this is what we're going to do. Right? So are they going to do this? Are they going to go, okay, Doomsday Spider-Man, 3 Spider-Mans are in it. At the end of Doomsday, the Battleworld's created. Spider-Man 4 releases. And Holland's Spider-Man dies. Hear me out. Unless they do something about the contractual negotiations. Unless they go with the contract and go, look, let's negotiate so we can have them in Avengers Secret Wars. Are they gonna kill off this Spider-Man? Possibly. Of course, you wouldn't be able to do that unless you did X, Y, and Z. Unless you were really certain you were going to have Andrew or whatnot. They're going to kill off this Spider-Man and the TVA take him and throw him into the Sonyverse at the end of that film. Possibly. A lot of people would hate it if in Spider-Man 4 they picked him up, threw him into the Sonyverse and was like, there you go. Like, I can see why they do it if they weren't going to continue with the MCU. I mean, they're going to continue with it. But that is why I think the Battleworld story would work if they weren't going to use him, if they couldn't use him for Secret Wars. Sony are going to do the Battleworld. We're not going to see our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We're not going to see the Spider-Man that has to pay rent, the Spider-Man that has to get a job at the Daily Bugle. We're not going to see any of that. The Spider-Man that has to get build up the courage to ask out MJ or possibly even Gwen Stacy. You know, we're not going to see that Spider-Man. We're not going to see the Spider-Man with Harry Osborn. We're not going to see any of that. We're not going to see the street fighting loving Spider-Man that we want to see. Now, of course, we're like, well, they've announced 2 films. Disney have. That's Disney. Disney do not announce the Sony Spider-Man films. I thought they did. Checked it up. They don't. Sony announced them, and I just feel like Sony are going to be like, yeah, let's do it in between these films. Because we can either close the gap between Secret Wars and Doomsday, or, you know, with Spider-Man bridging the gap over, or we can do XYZ, kill him off, moving from that universe to Sonyverse. There'd be a lot of payoffs, like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man could fight Venom. But I just wanted from what I'd heard, the rumors I'd heard were that we were going to be getting this film and it'd be shooting around the same time as Daredevil season 2, and that this film was going to be basically coming out after Daredevil season 2 and was going to be like a follow up with Kingpin and all that. That seemed like a fun idea. But they're probably going to do this Battleworld thing. If Sony was smart, they wouldn't. Because this is the thing. You could be like, oh, I want Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire to come out. You know, come back out for the ride. Come back to the roles that they were supposed to play for longer. I want to see him in another Spider-Man film. That's great. But it's kind of goes back to that saying of why fix something when it ain't broke? Spider-Man is not a broken franchise. Spider-Man as his own entity at the moment is not broken. The MCU's had a bit of a wobble, but Spider-Man itself hasn't. Spider-Man itself has been one of the strongest MCU films of this entire saga. And that's thanks to what they did with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire being in the films. However, if you do it again, are you going to be striking lightning twice? Possibly not. Now, there is a way for them to do an Avengers, a movie set in the Dooms, on the Battleworld, and also do that Spider-Man 4 film that everyone wants to see. There is a way to do that. And you're like, well, how is that way? You announce you're doing a Spider-Man Battleworld film, right? But Tom Holland isn't Spider-Man for that film. He isn't the main one. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are the main Spider-Mans for that film. Or just Andrew Garfield, right? If you go, oh yeah, no, Andrew Garfield's going to be the main Spider-Man for the Battleworld film that we want to do, but Tom Holland's going to have his film that he's shooting around the same time, you can do that. I mean, they're not going to, but they could have done. Because they've had enough time, they've had enough planning for this, clearly. Because the whole Battleworld concept wasn't created when Robert Downey Jr. turned up. No, they were going to do this no matter what. Even if the Kang movie had been done. So Spider-Man, I don't know, I just feel that the story, this web-slinging, New York City, broke Spider-Man is a better story than a Battleworld story. I think the Battleworld story could be interesting. I just worry that by doing this, you're taking away from something that people loved, or something that people wanted so much. Could this work? 100% it could work. 100%. Should it be a thing? Probably not. What would the story even be? They verse Venom, they verse Sandman. Like, why not just do the Spider-Man versus Scorpion film? Why not build the Sinister Six for the MCU? Because eventually Marvel will buy out Sony. Eventually it's going to happen. It's already written in the cards, essentially. It's written in history that they will take over Sony. They will do a stronghold on Sony eventually and be like, boom, we're going to buy you. Sony will go, okay. Now, the reason why I believe that that's going to happen eventually is just because they're not going to want to lose Spider-Man. And Sony have a lot of, big IP properties, ranging from Uncharted. If they manage to buy up the whole of Sony with like the movie company, the game division, the music, Disney are going to be an endless streaming. It's just going to have endless properties. They have Bad Boys. They have Men in Black. They have, of course, the whole Spider-Man franchise. They have, it's already said, they've got The Last of Us. But if they buy up like the video game division as well, then Disney can literally go, okay, well, every Marvel game from this moment onwards, exclusive to this. console. Every game from X, Y, and Z is exclusive to this because they own it. They wouldn't want it going on to another console because if it goes onto another console, they won't get the console sales. So I feel like that's going to happen. You know, they're probably going to revive some TV shows. Streaming rights like The Blacklist, Sony TV show, right? Although it's ended, streaming rights, you know, that's making them money. Still making them money, The Blacklist is today. Blacklist is one of my favourite TV shows, and that one popped to my mind. But I do think it's going to happen. I do think this whole buying a Sony thing, it's always been on the cards for them. I think they're just going to do it eventually and be like, done with it. It'll be like, hey, Pascal, see ya. Or you can head Sony, like you could be the guy who, you know, you could be the woman at the top of the power. You'd be going, oh yes, no, we'll do this, but you're not going to be in control of Spider-Man. Okay. I don't know. Just my thought on it. Battleworld, Spider-Man movie, great. It'll make a lot of money. I will be excited about it. I just think I just want now a Spider-Man that's not connected to the MCU, but is at the same time. A Spider-Man that's connected to the MCU, but not so connected that he's the next Iron Man. That's what I mean. It would be interesting to see what they do, whether the movie gets announced. I mean, would Sony announce it at D23? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. But yeah, D23 is this week. We're going to be cracking down on D23 stuff all week long. So, you know, check out the videos coming out this week. Got some Star Wars stuff probably coming. Got some probably new news on Marvel and DC stuff. Our Doom Theory video is out on Thursday, which is just before D23, luckily. Otherwise, I'll be covering too much and it might just get lost. But no, episode number 2 of Doom Theory is already done. I've already done it in preparation. But yeah, Doom Theory is coming out on Thursday. So go check that video out when it releases. Episode number 2. Episode 1's already on the channel. Episode 1 is already on the channel. So go check it out. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on this whole Spider-Man Battleworld movie thing. Would you want to be set in Battleworld? It has interesting possibilities, endless possibilities. But I just want a Spider-Man that works at the Daily Bugle. I just want a Spider-Man that gets told to capture pictures of himself web-slinging for money. Too much to ask? I think not. Anyway, yeah, loved every second of this video, to be honest. Just talking about it. It's quite fun. It's quite an interesting video. No article for the first time. Just pop up a background and just spoke about what I knew and various things. And I didn't really want to do the whole hopping around trying to find things. I just spoke from what I knew. I've probably missed a lot of information about certain things. But yeah, Spider-Man Battleworld film could be interesting. Maybe I'll start could this be the plot series? Because I did it once before on my channel and I loved doing them sort of videos. That's kind of what Doom Theory is, kind of, but in a different way. But yeah, as always, you know, subscribe, comment down below. Check out the next video whenever it's released. And yeah, as always, you know, once again, stay cinematic. Catch you all later.